And we're live. There we go. See, 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was 30 seconds.
It's painless. Again, we are here, Vision Quest Podcast. We are joined by our signature athlete and U15 Pan Am team member. Thank you very much, Lyric Hetzer, for joining us. How are you
Thank
doing today?
you. I'm great. How are you?
Better than you, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
With the whole COVID word going on, I thought
Yeah.
that disappeared into the ethos somewhere.
Yeah, I
Apparently,
thought
it's
that too.
still hanging around, right? So, how did you know? Were you just kind of like, oh, God, I feel like crap?
Well, I actually didn't feel like crap like the first day. I was just kind of sick, and then I told my parents, I was like, I think I got something.
Yeah.
And then the next day, like my body ached so bad, and she was just like, I'm gonna get you a COVID test, and I thought I was gonna have like strep or something,
Yeah.
and I saw I had COVID. I was like, that's still around. And then my dad got it. My dad got
Oh,
COVID
wow.
too. Yeah, I gave him it. And so we've been hanging out and
Rough go,
hopefully
Dad. So
yeah,
you told me you couldn't leave your room though. Is your dad just coming up hanging out in your room then? If are you guys FaceTiming each other?
we're facing each other.
It's awesome. So okay, so we brought you on. We wanted to talk to you because you have been making some big moves.
Yeah.
You won nationals at
Mhm.
110 pounds. Where was that this year? Was
Iowa?
that Iowa?
Yeah.
Was it?
I think it
Okay.
was Iowa. Yeah,
I think it's
yeah, yeah.
postseason nationals. It's usually called, but now they got the put a big name on it, stuff like that. But yeah, so you did that, and we're like, wow, sweet, she's killing it, right? And then, much to your surprise as well, now your camera's gone. Where'd you go?
Did I cut out?
Yeah, you did. I thought you clicked done.
Oh no. No, no, no.
So you were surprised that Pan Am trials were coming up, and but you were in it, and you won it.
Yeah.
So
I
let's
was
talk
shocked.
about this past couple months here. So going into, and you and I talked a little bit about it, but going into the nationals, what were your expectations? What were you kind of thinking just going into that? Because you knew that that was coming up. You're doing that.
Yeah.
Were you pumped? Was it something that it sounds like you kind of had some, maybe some monkeys to get off your back, wrestling some people there possible? Was that type of thing going on for you?
So my coach was actually like he kind of like gets my mind off it. So he's like, "No, I need you to like pin these girls in less than like 30 seconds." And I'm like over here, I'm like, okay, like I think I can do that.
Yes,
And
sir.
so once I get past like those 30 seconds, I'm like, oh, like he's gonna be like, you didn't do it.
You didn't do
And
it.
so he never really like after a match, he always gives me positive feedback. He
Yeah.
never's like, oh no, you didn't pin her in
Yep.
30 seconds. He gives me positive feedback for every match I have.
Good. Who's your coach?
Coach Noble.
Coach Noble. We know Coach Noble well.
Yeah.
Props to Coach Noble. Good job
Yeah.
on keeping your run going there. So
Yeah.
as you're kind of going, and I think too, I think what he likes to do, because I'm in the same frame of mind, I can't argue with him on it. Telling you to pin someone in 30 seconds, regardless of whether or not you can do it, puts you in a good mindset, right? Okay,
Yeah.
this is what he wants. This I'm going to try and do this, right? In his brain, happens, it happens. In your brain, you're like, I got to do this.
Yeah.
I got to get this done for coach, right? So it's a good setup, especially when you say afterwards that he has nothing but positive reinforcement afterwards. Um, I didn't discover that until maybe a little bit later in Liam's career, but I would say as when he was little, I was a little harsher, and as he got older, it all started to kind of come together of like what the mental side of it really had to be. So that's good. I understand where Coach Noble's coming on that one. So you did well, right? What were some of the matches I think that you wrestled that I think you not I think that you think were surprises to you? Did you have any surprises?
At Pan Am's
Nope, nope. It's still at nationals.
Nationals. Oh, my first match. My
Okay,
first match, I had an arm and or like a headlock, and
sure.
that's banned in my household. So,
I
so
get it. I
I
get it.
like my club. They hit headlocks like all the time, and so I went to go hit a. Well, it was like 3 seconds. I stayed on the mat for about 8 seconds,
Yeah.
and I do a headlock, and I'm like holding it, and I look up at like my coaches and everyone like around me, and they're just like, because I'm not allowed to, and so I got off the mat, and, like, they, like, gave me this look, and my mom was like, "Did you just hit a headlock?" I was like, "I'm sorry it was there, cause she, like, came up, like, right in time, I, like, faked.
Yeah.
She stood up and I did it. I was definitely not worth it, I should never did it.
Oh, well, so
I was going for a hit toss, and
okay,
then I
okay.
missed,
You
and
slipped.
I, like, yeah.
You slipped and hit a head throw.
Mhm.
It paid off though, right? So
Yeah.
it was maybe just a look, but not so much angry at you for doing it.
It
Just like,
was not, like, streamed on Flow or any of that too, so I was happy about that, like, they won't, like, judge me, but my mom has it, and I'm like, "Hey, don't show anybody that."
no,
It wasn't a bad throw, it was actually pretty good, but
I'm saying, I mean, it
yeah.
happens once in a while. And here's the other thing though, too. I'll give you a pass because I watched you wrestle quite a few matches. I don't think
Mhm.
I've ever seen you do a head throw. You do it once. Come on. In
Yeah.
your first match of the weekend, what did he do? So, what was the rest of the weekend like for you at nationals? Was it were you just kind of it was just confidence and feeling good about whatever you're accomplishing so far, just kind of riding with it? Yeah. I I can't hear you now. Nope, I can't hear you. Nope. Nope. Can't hear you. Go back out and then come back in. We'll wait for you. We're here for you. She'll come back. We're just talking about nationals with Lyric. She killed it. I'm pretty sure there was not a single regular decision. She's on fire. I think she's probably as far as I'm concerned, I would put her in kind of the ranks of like how Kylie Welker was doing and Carly Keschker. Those are Wisconsin girls, if you guys don't know, and they Kylie's a Iowa Hawkeye, and I'm not sure if Keschker's actually gone somewhere. Looks like we got some comments here. Adrian, thanks for checking in. All right, we got her back.
Ready?
There she is. Yeah,
Okay.
we can hear you.
Okay.
There we go. There we go.
It was like I had to turn something off. It was, like, glitching the whole time.
Oh, see, and
Yeah.
that wasn't my
It's better
camera, it's
now. It's better now.
your
Yeah,
camera.
it was me, it was me, it was me.
You have a
Um,
you know Adrian Canal? Is it Canals? Adrian, help me out with your last name. I don't know your last. I don't want to pronounce it wrong, but he's been making some comments here. He's got flexes for you. He's like, oh yeah, and honestly, he likes the headlocks too.
I don't know that guy. I don't
That's
know
fine.
him. Yeah.
Kit, you're gonna have followers from all over the world. You understand that, right? Like, this is not going to be something that just kind of slows down. I was just talking and kind of comparing what you're doing now reminds me a lot of what Kylie Welker and Carly
Oh, I
Keschker.
like Kylie. She's so
Yeah,
sweet.
watching those guys now. Liam, you know who Carly Keschker is?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Liam wrestled her once when we were still doing that New Way stuff, doing the New Way
Yeah.
tournaments, like going to every single city you could across the country. And she, I think she kept Liam to a decision. Like he didn't
Really?
major her, he didn't pin her or nothing because this is one of those matches. Boys, pay attention to this. It's one of those matches he went, was like, this is a girl. I'm gonna be just fine. I was like, okay, I've been watching her wrestle all tournament. As you better watch your back because she'll come after you. She wrestled her butt off against him. Took him down twice, I believe. Yeah.
Wow.
So then Liam got up and he's looking at me like this. So I was like, I told you,
Yeah,
don't go
she's
slow.
good. She's good.
Oh, that's just good.
She's amazing.
She's really good. So, and that's what I was just kind of comparing what you have going on now and the trajectory you have is very much like theirs.
Yeah.
So that's what's fun about watching you is because you're only getting better as you go along.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. So we were talking about the nationals, right? I don't remember what I asked you though. Old guy brain fart. You don't either.
We were talking
Anyways,
about the matches. We were talking about the matches, I know that.
yep. We talked about your headlock, and I think we talked about Coach Noble. Positive reinforcement, things like that, which I think are huge, especially after a match. You guys have gone through enough stress already.
Yeah.
Going especially hard matches. The last thing you want to hear coming off a mat was like, you should have done this. Like,
He's hosting a camp for 30 days in June.
oh,
It's gonna be a great camp. I'm going. I'm really excited for it.
Coach Noble's watching.
Oh,
Good job, Coach
I
Noble.
Coach
Well
Noble.
done. Well done, Coach Noble. always fun watching those guys coach in the corner too. I mean, probably some of the funnest action I've ever seen, especially when they're arguing points. They're fun to watch. So
Yeah.
good job, Noble. Congrats to your son too.
Yeah,
Um,
he did good that tournament.
oh
He,
man,
like, smoked through everybody.
everyone,
Yeah.
everyone. So let's talk a little bit more about nationals, and then we'll move on to Pan Am trials. When you were kind of when you're in the championship match, nervous, freaking out, what was going through your head?
So, I was really nervous because it would have been my first, like, really big stop sign,
Yeah,
and I didn't want, like, the, like, mini ones. Those are,
little
like,
30
whatever.
ones.
Yeah, and so I'm, like, thinking I'm, like, pacing, like, by the tunnel, and I'm like, I really want this stop sign. And there was this girl, I don't remember her name, but she was like hyping me up. She was like, "No, you got this."
Yeah.
And I wish I like got her name. And then I came off the mat and like I went to go get my shirt and all that. And she was like, "I told you you could do it." I She like definitely helped me because I was
Cool.
like so nervous, like I was freaking out. And then before that, I went over to Coach Noble and he like gave me a pep talk. 'Cause I was so freaking out before that, and I kinda, like, chilled out a little, and then once I got into most of the time, once I'm over, like, 6 points, I know I can keep it, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I know that
You can
I'm not
stave people
gonna yeah,
off. Yeah,
yeah. I'm
for
not
sure.
gonna, like, let that person try anything crazy, like, I'm gonna keep my composure on everything.
That's right.
So, they can always come back, I know that,
Mhm.
but, when 3rd period hits, I don't really like stalling, but I know if I'm, like, winning by, like, 1 point, I have to stall. I don't wanna, like, do something crazy and then
Well,
score
right.
on me.
There's strategy to that,
Yeah,
right? I mean, you're focused on the win, but at the same time, though, too, Liam kind of touched on that too at state this year. Like, you're in the lead, you're not doing anything crazy, but you also have to still wrestle because they might throw something at you that you don't know, right? So you
yeah,
still have to be on your toes and be
mhm.
ready for anything that they'll throw at you. So it was a great tournament. I mean, just being able to see the results that you had and then being able to pull through on that. Were you at any point during the match like struggling? Did you feel like you're, oh man, I can't get in on this? And then all of a sudden something opened up. You're like, oh, wait a minute. Notice anything like that?
She I'm pretty sure it was her ankle picks. She had this really good I knew from, like, the beginning that my mom, like, the day before, she was like, "This girl has a really good ankle pick," so I knew to watch out.
Sure.
But I feel like when I know the moves, I get
Hmm.
more stressed about it and I forget like all my stuff and I just
Sure.
worry about what they're doing and not what I'm doing. And so, I knew she was going to have an ankle pick, but I was just thinking about like, oh, she can't touch it, but I wasn't thinking about when she touches it, like what am I going to do? Am
Yeah.
I going to like roll the foot over?
Yep.
I didn't really know what to do at that point. So I was kind of when she got it in on me, I was kind of struggling, but I've found a way out. She was really strong though. She was really strong.
So
She
Liam touched on that too. Is that same thing you said, as far as that when you focus on so much on what they do,
Mhm,
forget about what you do.
yeah.
And you got there because of what you do, right?
Mhm,
Watch film. You can watch film all you want. Liam watches film not to watch what they do, maybe just how they move,
yeah.
when I move and then he does this, how's this gonna, kind of thing. I think when you get to the point too, and you're also your growth is getting you there, as far as the coaches you're around, the athletes you're around. You don't worry so much about that's why I kind of asked you before too, like, do you know who you're gonna be wrestling kind of thing, just to see what your answer was, because honestly, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, you still have to show up, you still have to toe the line, you still have to wrestle your match in order to win. And I think you exemplified that, especially going through some of the things maybe in the past, maybe the weighing on your mind, like, oh, I can't do this. When you push all that aside and you start thinking about what I can do and versus what I can't do. And it sounds like you made that step, which is huge. When you get to that point, it's like everything else just becomes a little clear. I interrupted you. Sorry about that.
No, you're good, you're good. I feel like, if you focus on, like, the wrestler because, like, their name or something, like, "Oh, this kid's good," but if you just, like, don't focus on it and you take it as another match, it's gonna go in your favor. Cause I feel like personally, when I know they're good, I actually don't stress about it anymore. I'm like, oh, like I have an opportunity.
Yeah.
But if they're not as good, I kind of stress about it because I know that I need to put my full potential in it and I have to win it.
Mhm.
But in reality, I don't think it's about the winning for me. I feel like it's more about being able to go on the mat because there's like people out there that aren't really they can't go out on the mat, and I'm blessed to be able to be out on the mat and have people around me.
And just compete and just have
Yeah.
good people around. Yep. And that's the key. That's really the key. And things like the NCWC things happen, when you're surrounded by good people and you're doing announcing, you're doing little things like
Yeah.
that. So being able to get those opportunities, they don't just come along just because of who you are. It's because of what you do, right? I
Yeah.
mean, there's going to be things that happen to you in the future here that you're going to be like, holy cow, like, why am I getting someone comes up and runs across the parking lot, shakes your hand. You're like, I don't even know who that was
Yeah.
because of the person you are. It's not because you won something, right? And I think that's the biggest thing. I think a lot of athletes kind of get lost in or confused about it is a lot of times people just have an appreciation for you. You know,
Hmm.
it's not always weird. Something you can probably think it's kind of weird, especially if you're in a store or something. You're like, oh, that's kind of odd. It's kind of different. But people have respect for people that have an appreciation, number one, for what they do
Hmm.
and for who they're around and the things that they're around. So I think it's really great to see just the environment you're around. Your mom is doing really great things. So you're
Hmm.
around really good people to show you really good things.
Yeah.
I think Dan Gable said it best is like when you're feeling really good, then you train really good.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
big key, right? So you big nationals, won the nationals. Now let's roll into Pan Am's. Now you kind of sounded surprised that they were coming up when you were talking about them. You're like,
Yeah.
also my mom said Pan Am trials are coming up. I'm like, okay, which cool. You're a game to do whatever, but like,
Yeah.
what was that like then? Were you kind of like, I didn't know I was going to be wrestling in this?
So I've been training for it like for many years. Ever since like last year, I was really determined to win it because I didn't want to, get second again.
Yeah.
But I mean, I want to put more work in. Next time I go to World Team Trials, I feel like I could have put more work in.
Hmm.
Everyone can put more work in. So
Yeah.
I wasn't really. I felt like Pan Am Trials was going to be really hard for me. When I told my friends I didn't think I was going to place, I feel like I need a better mental about it.
Hmm.
And when I made it into like semis when I wrestled, I was like kind of I had this like I was iffy about it. I was just
You're
like,
doubting.
how am I in semis? And
Yeah.
so when I made it in finals, I heard it was just best out of one. Like I only had to wrestle one match. I was like, oh yeah, yeah. I was like, whew, because I was wrestling like so many matches that day. I was just
Yeah.
like I was so dozed off. Like I was tired. And then that match was close. That girl was really strong,
Yeah.
and I felt like I was kind of disappointed in myself after that match. I felt like I wanted the last takedown.
Yeah.
I think I got the last takedown, but I didn't. I wasn't really impressed with how I did. I felt
And
like
that's
I
all
could have
right.
done so much better.
Sure. And I think another hurdle that you'll probably come across, like even though there was the doubt, right? You got past that. And then there was the why, I just don't feel like it did as good,
Hmm.
which should motivate you then, right? It should
Hmm.
push you and drive you to do who knows, OW at Pan
Hmm.
Am's, right? Like you
Hmm.
guys are talking about. So
Yeah.
when going, I think Liam may have had some of the same kind of surprise when he got to the semis at the US Open, because then he semi slid all the way down to sixth.
Yeah.
See, it was just tough, right? It was a mental comeback, but even knowing that you can have, a little adversity in your brain, just like, God, I want to do better. Did that drive you a little bit more for the finals then?
Yeah, it definitely did. I was a little tired. I know that. Like, I was like shooting honey packets down
Yeah.
because I was so tired, and my partner was really tired too. She
Yeah.
was really nervous, and then she found out like, oh, like it's only best out of one, and
Yeah.
so when she won, I got like extremely hyped because I was like, oh, now I need to win it too because I wanted to be like on the team with her.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was in that match and I like looked back. It was, and she was just like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, wait, I gotta lock in."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I did a slide by and I got the 2, and so I
It's
was just like, I need to keep it steady." And there was, like, 15 seconds left, and I didn't wanna, like, go for anything big and then end up on my
yeah,
back and
yeah,
score, like, last 2. I was just like, "There's 15 seconds left, I'm not
yeah.
gonna do anything crazy."
Be crazy, Stall
Yeah.
that stuff out, man.
Yeah.
Stall that
It's
stuff
only
out,
15 seconds.
right?
Mhm.
That's right, that's right. Adrian says that's dog mentality right there. Big dog. Big dog. Or right? That's cool. I honestly, I love the mentality. I love the fact that you were in the semis. You're like, I didn't like my performance, right? I have respect for anybody that can walk away from a win and be like, that was not garbage, but I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I absolutely did not like that. I can wholeheartedly appreciate that. I think I think you're in the right place, as far as a mentality and then growing from that. Like I said, I I could see you winning Pan Am's like wholeheartedly. So with Pan Am's done, or the trials done, you win, right? Did you have to like have a pinch me moment kind of thing after you
Oh,
won? Like, is
yeah,
this
yeah.
real?
Yeah, I was, like, so shocked, like, I was like, "Wait, did I
Yeah.
actually?" Because I was like I would think about that moment, like, every single day, like, I was, like,
Mhm.
praying to God because I was so stressed about it. And I was, like, praying to God, I was like, "Please get this stress off my shoulders."
Yeah.
And then, like, after the match, I was like, "I can't believe I just did that." And so me and my friend were, like, freaking out. We were like, "No way." And so we're still freaking out about it.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
we
awesome.
still it's still it still feels like it's not true. And
Mhm.
so we're excited to go to Guatemala.
Yeah.
I've never been out of the country, so
Oh, I
really
don't think
excited.
Canada. Canada's as
Yeah.
far as I've gone. What
I
what
heard
is
it's
it
hot.
in Guatemala?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I won't go there. It's way too hot.
I don't know
I'll
what's
watch Liam
like
on TV
there.
if he ever makes it someplace like that. It's way too hot.
I heard it's dangerous though, like really dangerous. And
Um,
like you can't even like go like you can't have like any bug bites. You can't have like any infections because if you go down you'll get like some disease. I'm like,
yeah. Well, I think they like a lot of times, especially for overseas stuff. I mean, you can go into the doctors and find out, hey, we're going to be going here. What kind of inoculation should I get to be safe from, insects, things like that?
mhm,
So you can definitely kind of get set up a little more medically. And I think the team might actually do something with that possibly. I'm not sure. But I think you'd be covered. You'll be all right. A lot of times, especially when you talk like people take trips to Jamaica and stuff when they go to resorts, they don't leave the resorts. They stay on the resort.
well, I heard those resorts are like really cool.
Yes,
Pretty.
they are. They are.
I
I
saw
mean,
it in
there's
like some TV show.
unless
So
you wanna
I was
go
like,
buy
wait,
some
this
street
is
trinkets, there's no reason to leave the resort.
yeah.
You probably find them there. But I think you'll have fun. You're gonna be with the team too. So I mean, you guys will be surrounded by so much other stuff that you probably have itineraries, got to do this, and you're probably only gonna find like an hour for yourself to go find something to kind of go look at
Yeah.
and check something out. So which is fine because like you said, Guatemala can be a little different, right? A little different.
Mhm.
But you're gonna have fun. You're gonna kill it. I know you're gonna kill it. So you guys are you're hoping to get to the U.S. Open to go watch, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because you're already on the team.
I'll get to see you guys too.
Yes, yes, we will be there. I know Coach Noble should be down there. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
those guys will be around
I think
because
Noble's
those
going.
they everywhere we go, they go. I think they're just following
Yeah.
us at this point. I'm pretty convinced. No, I'm just kidding.
I see them at all like the big tournaments, every single
Yes,
big tournament.
yeah. Well, because they know where the competition's at. He's no
Yeah.
dummy. He's a smart guy. Um, What are some of your future plans coming up? What were we talking about? What competitions you looking at?
Fargo?
Okay, that's right, because you auto qualified.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh I'm definitely gonna do Super 32
Okay.
again.
Okay. Yep. We'll be there.
Ooh. I'm just trying to do all the big tournaments.
Yeah.
I know I have like I'm probably gonna do a lot of camps
Okay.
throughout.
Yeah.
Uh
Do you help out? Like, is there a club you go to around in your area? I know your mom has posted some club stuff like that, but do you go to a club and help out with like youth practices, stuff like that?
so at my club, there's like about 4 coaches. We train
Yeah.
at Harrison High School. It's
Okay.
Athena.
Okay.
And I really like that practice a lot because my coach like lets me do kind of what I want. Like if I'm like I want to work on throws, he'll be like, "Yeah, just go in the back and go work on throws."
Sure.
And like like if I went to like a different club, I kind of have to do exactly what they're doing and not what
Yeah.
I like probably would want, which he keeps me on track a lot. I
Right.
really like Coach Rob. He's a great
Okay.
coach.
So, how long have you been around Coach Rob? How long has he been there?
He got me into wrestling actually.
Oh, nice. Even better.
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah.
dude. He's the dude.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's
Thank you,
really
Coach Rob.
funny. I
Is he?
really like Coach Rob. Yeah.
Coach Rob's good stuff then. Hey, what are some of the future goals? I mean, you got a pretty big one, with the Pan Am team. What are some future goals you're trying to reach now?
Winning Fargo.
Okay.
I wanna win Fargo.
This is your first year for Fargo?
Yes, it is.
Fantastic.
I mean,
We will
I'm
be
so
there
excited.
watching.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
With the
That
team too.
do you what about is and don't get me wrong, everybody wants to, but is a Super 32 belt really that big of a deal for you?
I like the experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Personally, I'm more focused on Worlds
Yeah.
and Pan Ams.
Correct.
Fargo, it's just whatever. I just like the experience.
Yeah.
Fargo, obviously, I want to win.
Mhm.
Represent Ohio. But with Super 32, it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's just about. I'm not
It's
really worried about Super 32.
it's a great competition. Like you said, you're there because you like the event. It's great
Hmm.
competition. I think a lot of times we get lost in that, even as parents, and I'll counter that. As parents, we're like, oh my God, if my kid got a Super 32 belt, oh, it's gonna be the best. Would it be cool? Yes, it would be cool. It's not the be all end all. It'd be great to have them walking all. Now, other coaches might say, "Oh, that's what a loser says." Not really. I mean, that's what a guy who's trying to help build, someone into something else
Yeah.
is what it's about. But great accomplishment. I think we have plenty of friends that are, Super 32 champs. We've seen the belt, we've held the belt. It's cool. But so with the future coming, are you an eighth grader this year? You freshman this year?
No, I'm an eighth grader.
Okay, so you're a freshman next year.
Yeah.
How does that change in your environment when it comes to competition? Do you guys have a girls' high school team
I don't know
in
if
your
I would.
area? In your area,
Oh,
because you can, even though you're homeschooled, you can still go and wrestle for a team if you want to.
we have we have two really good girls. We have Kelsey King,
Okay.
and then we have Cameron Gresham.
Yep.
Those are
Yep.
two really, really good wrestlers.
Yep.
I just personally, I don't know what I'm gonna do for high school, which is not good. I know for freshman year, I might homeschool again,
Okay.
but for high school, it's kind of a
It's
iffy.
up in the air. Yeah.
I'd
Okay.
either go to Harrison High School or Lakota East.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I feel like if I go to one of those places, I won't be able to wrestle at like my college opens. So it's kind of giving me.
Yeah, you gotta look at the rules. So like here, like Liam wrestled in one college open and it was before the season started because once the actual
Mhm,
season starts, you can't wrestle outside of
mhm,
the like WIA competitions. If you do, it's like two of them and you have to get written, acknowledgement from the athletic director,
yep,
the principal of your school, stuff like that, which WIA is so archaic, so don't pay attention to what we got to do here, but it could be pretty close to the same by you guys. But yeah,
mhm.
very true point. You don't know what you're going to be able to do. And, we've looked at options for Liam too, to just kind of be able to go to like, you know, uh, finish schooling online and go down to Virginia and train,
Mhm.
things like that. So with what you guys have going on leaves you open for a lot of training, a lot Olympic training center.
They don't allow NIL deals either if I go in high school. Like for
A
a
lot of states don't.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was so mad about that because
Yeah.
I would want an NIL deal and I'm just like I hope Ohio changes that rule. I'm pretty sure lots of wrestlers in Ohio hope that too.
I think when we talk about this a little bit on the show with NIL's a slippery slope, right? I think we get caught up in the fact that, it's a big dollar, you can make some money, which is great, and everybody needs it, right? You
Mhm.
want to be able to be successful, you want to be set up or, comfortable as you get older. But I think a lot of times too, there are a lot of things that have to be recognized within those. There's contracts and there's small print and there's ways that companies can want to do something. No, a lot of people are honest, and NIL deals would be great. They talk about the high school thing here too. I think a lot of parents would run to the money though,
Yeah.
or not really thinking about you guys in the best interest a
Yeah.
lot. There's a lot of weird parents out there. I'm for it if there's some responsibility, with the parents, because you guys are still, believe it or not, under us, so we have a lot to do with what you guys have going on, but I fear only for the kids of the gel or the um egregious actions of parents, right? I think a lot of kids would be undermined by their parents in trying to live off of their success. A lot of parents may not, but I think a large majority might try to do that. So for kids like you, it's a perfect mix, because then that gets you guys money to be able to go somewhere and train and
Hmm.
get to other opportunities and do things like that. So I'm all for it, but there's just got to be a lot of safeguards.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, hey man, we're excited to have you on board. Your gear is still on the website. We're gonna keep that up, so keep letting people know. We'll put another video out, but we want to make sure that you are definitely, looks like you guys are doing some fundraising. So if you guys are out there, check out the fundraising those guys are doing, as well as a GoFundMe.
No, it's Venmo.
It's okay. Oh,
Yeah.
because Lyric's mom is putting some stuff out, so make sure that you guys are donating to Lyric. She's got a great chance of winning it. No better person I could see advocating for than Lyric. Such a cool name, Lyric. So
We've raised a lot. Like a
well,
lot. People are donating really good.
you're good
I
people.
appreciate it. Yeah.
You're good people. No one wants to put good people down. They want to lift them up and help them out, right? So, well, it's been about 30 minutes. Usually, like I think that first episode we had with you is like an hour.
It was long. It was
I don't
long.
know. I don't know how we do it. I don't know how I was able to do it with someone who's like 13, 14, who's only
Yeah,
lasted for so
I
long.
was so young. Wait, we were talking about it. Yeah, we needed to make a new one. There's so much
Yes.
that changed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So much that you've done, so much you've accomplished now.
Yeah.
So, everybody stay posted. Watch for Lyric. We're gonna end this pretty quick, but we're proud of you. We couldn't be prouder of the accomplishments you've made. You, and congrats to Coach Noble too, with helping the way, and your mom for helping the way, and your parents for getting you to do the things that you're doing, and then you staying focused and confident in yourself. That's important, right?
Mhm.
Stay focused. Wherever you go, we're watching. That sounds weird, right? We're not. It's not like that. We're just watching you wrestle. That's all we're doing. We're just watching you wrestle. So, with that being said, I'm still going to talk to you after we're done here.
Mhm.
But we're saying bye to you folks. Peace.
Peace.